code raiding, a unique method of raiding unsuspecting bases that uses brute force to type in as many codes as possible until finally you strike gold. Code raiding is nothing new and it's been done for generations at this point. This time though, I've come up with a code raiding strategy that genuinely has never been done before, and it requires these. Tugboats. But how do these sea-bearing vessels relate in any way whatsoever to stealing someone's code? Well, tugboats house the only way in the game to have a moving door and subsequently moving code lock. More specifically, 3 doors, 2 on the captain's and 1 on the back. My idea was that if I was able to raid 2 of these 3 doors, being the rear door to remove any sleeping bags and respawns, then 1 of the captain's doors so that I could steal the boat and take it wherever I wanted, I would have all the time in the world to work on the last remaining door, typing in codes until I eventually guessed it. Then, with the code now obtained from the tugboat, I could take that code, plug it into their main base of the place I stole the boat, and I would have everything they owned, without them ever suspecting a thing. Also, I'm releasing my first ever merch drop with this video, which is now live as a pre-sale at Yexom.com, but more on that later. Alright, it is wipe day. People are loading in, we need to get to a harbour, and there is a harbour right there, that is perfect for us. And the other harbour's right next to it as well, that's even better. We need to track down some tugboats. We're going to try and throw a few bags around here. We're not going to actually take a tugboat for ourselves. We're just going to see if we can watch someone else take it and then track them down to their base, because we don't want the tugboat yet. There's always 4 tugboats on the map and 2 spawn at each harbour. So we should be able to track at least 1 of them down to get our idea underway. It's a pretty simple 4-step process for this entire video. First, we got to locate a tugboat that has been taken by a group and find where their main base is. We've then got to steal the tugboat, raiding 2 of the 3 doors so that we can code raid the last. We then have to take that boat back to our base and actually do the code raiding. And then step 4, of course, is taking the code and putting it into their main base and stealing all of their shit. And there is our first tugboat. It's literally wipe right now. So I'm just going to post up here, wait for someone to take this tugboat, watch which direction they go, and then try and track them down from that. I obviously have a bit of time to kill as well while we wait for someone to come and take this tugboat, so let's unbox my new phone, the Red Magic 10 Air. The first thing I noticed when taking this out of the box is that it's thin and it's comfortable to hold in my hands. Red Magic have a big focus on gaming, so also holding it horizontally, I can imagine that the longer mobile gaming sessions with this phone would be more than comfortable. In terms of specs for gaming, the phone is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 Red-Core R3 chip and Energy Cube, which delivers exceptional performance for any task. Cooling's also something that Red Magic have paid close attention to in terms of design, as it's a gaming phone, so staying cool with the IceX cooling system featuring liquid metal is vital to its long-term performance. Also, something I noticed straight away on the screen is that there's no notches, so gaming and even things like watching videos on this phone are truly immersive. Speaking of the screen, it's a 120Hz, 6.8-inch AMOLED display with a 93.7% screen-to-body ratio, which gives a pretty ideal screen real estate. The shoulder triggers are perfectly positioned with gaming in mind, with a 520Hz response rate and matching RGB lights to further elevate your gaming experience. Another important thing to note is the power of the battery. The 6000 mAh battery is the largest battery in its class for mid-range phones, providing up to 28 hours of power for everyday use on a single charge. And it doesn't just boast a long battery life. The 80-watt fast charging means that when you do need to charge it, it only takes 52 minutes to fully charge, meaning very minimal downtime. With dual 50-megapixel cameras, the picture quality is not too shabby either. Make sure you head to my link in the description to check out the phone for yourself, and thank you to Red Magic for the new phone and supporting the channel. Now back to waiting for someone to take this tugboat. Oh, here we go. There's just one guy. Is he taking it? He's definitely taking it. Yep, there we go. Okay, now we gotta try and watch which way this goes. He's going towards the snow. He's definitely going to the snow. That's really annoying because it's going nighttime. It's the worst possible situation. It's going nighttime and he's going into the snow, so it's going to be so hard to track him down. We might have to wait till the morning. He's going far into the snow as well. We're going to have to wait. We're going to do our best, but we're probably going to have to wait till the morning to go and find him out that way. He could literally be anywhere. I would expect maybe like this sort of area. Because if he's with a large group, that kind of looks like an area in the snow they would go. And I'm gonna die. We got pretty much the entire top of the map though. We'll have to go again in the morning. Oh, there it is. Our first tugboat. It's for a group that lives on the river by Sulphur Quarry. That sounds like it's probably a big group. Looking at their base, they are going to be a big group. They're building up so quickly. External TCs and everything already. The problem with that is it means they might get armored doors on the tugboat and I won't be able to raid them. But if we can get satchels quick enough, we can definitely do this. Step 1 of 4 had been completed, and our first victim was what appeared to be a rather large group living next to the sulfur quarry. We now had to work on stealing the tugboat, but to do that, I would need satchels, a low-tier explosive that's suitable for raiding sheet metal doors. To get satchels, I would first need to build a base, and that's when I decided I would build on the opposite side of the map, on an island near no significant monuments and what I thought was going to be well out of the way of any trouble so that I could focus on code raiding the tugboat once I stole it. I think I'm going to build my base right here. It's basically like the middle of nowhere on this island. There's no monuments around here. There's no reason for anyone to be out here. So I should be able to just code raid in peace. There's actually way more nodes around here than I expected, which means hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to farm the sulfur that I need for the satchels. This lighthouse here is like the only monument within grids of me. So it's the only recycler I have. There is a decent sized base that's built on that hill behind it. Hopefully they don't control the lighthouse too much because I really need it to recycle. I want to get a tier 2 before I go and raid the doors because I want to be able to take a gun with me, like a SAR. I do have BPs, so if I can get a tier 2, I can craft a SAR and then we can go raid with the satchels to take our first tugboat. Ooh, Revy. That's a good free starting weapon, I guess. There's a base down there and they have a boat. And because there's no roads near me, I think my best bet is to go and farm the ocean barrels. So maybe I can try and steal that boat. I think the move is just to farm these ocean barrels until we get 500 scrap, make a tier 2, craft a SAR, the satchels, and then we go to the raid. Now we already have more than 350 scrap, so we're not far off at all. I farmed the remaining scrap required in order to craft a level 2 workbench, and by that point, I had been farming enough to expand my base that I also had enough sulfur to raid 2 sheet metal doors as well. In the time that it had taken me to do this, the group whose tugboat I was trying to steal had grown their base significantly. No doubt with the group size in the double digits, stealing their tugboat was going to be difficult to get away with. I decided to go at the crack of dawn to try and get them when they would least be ready for it. Okay, so I basically just have to raid the 2 doors as fast as possible, jump into the captains and drive the boat away as fast as I can before they get here from their base. Oh shit, I hope they didn't miss. Okay, these are good satchels. They're all going off. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No. Am I stuck on the bottom? No. And they're coming. I have to push it. Oh, they're all coming. I'm not moving at all. I'm not moving at all. There's so many of them. They're like ants.
You look a little stuck there, buddy.
I do appear to be slightly stuck. Well, I was never getting out of that. Attempt 1 had not gone to plan, so I needed to turn to a more realistic alternative. That was when I located this tug seemingly on its own right between the two harbours. For this to work though, I needed to know where the owner's main base was, but after trying to scout it out for a while and look for possible culprits, running directly inland and looking for matching door skins, I didn't have a solid lead as to who could own it. There was one base though, which was slightly further down the coast, who I had ignored because I figured they would park the tugboat right outside their base if it was theirs. But it can't hurt to ask. These guys didn't have any matching doors, but now they've put these external TCs down. Those are the matching doors. So that very well could be their tugboat. Yo, hello?
Yeah.
Do you guys know how to get a tugboat? There's one just over there. I was wondering if I could get my own one somehow.
They just spawn. They just spawn in the harbors.
Oh, okay. Do you know how many spawn?
I don't know how many are like total on the map. I think there's been like multiple that have spawned there. Like,
Okay.
For sure. Like they'll spawn, in a couple hours.
Yeah, right.
Tomorrow, something like that.
Is that one that's on the coast right there? Is that yours?
Yeah, we own it.
Ah, okay. Cool. Thank you. Sometimes you just gotta ask. This tugboat is theirs. It's not a massive base that they have, so it'll make it easier to steal, but it's less of a win if we get the code on it, but I'm definitely gonna try it. With my second target locked in, hopefully this time our thievery would be a little bit more successful. Same thing as last time, except hopefully this time I'm not stuck on the ground. Doesn't look like there's much in there. Oh my god. Oh! Some good satchels. Damn, all 4 of those satchels just went off down there. I don't see them yet. They're not coming. Of course. The last one duds. Still not coming. Let's go. We're not stuck this time, thank God. Although they're not even coming yet, so I think we would have had time to get it unstuck anyway if it was. I need to get rid of this bag because otherwise they can see on the map where I'm taking the tug. And I don't want them to know who stole their tug. Cool. Our first tug of the wipe. With my new tugboat secured, I had to make a big call. I could either leave the tugboat out in the open, betting on the fact that the original owners wouldn't find it and take it back before I managed to guess the code, or I could invest a bit of time into farming and surrounding it entirely with a building. Given the uncertainty with the code rating, there was a chance that this could take a very long time, and because of that, I decided to farm a lot of stone, and do my best at enclosing the entire boat. One of the more unique things about code raiding like this is that I can place a bag literally right next to the door. It won't completely take care of our respawns, but it'll help, especially it being a bed right next to the door. Just less than 2 hours of farming and building later, and I had my tugboat enclosed with its door and code lock ready to be raided. Using a list of all 10,000 possible 4-digit combinations in order from the most to least popular, I would now spend an unknown amount of time putting numbers into this lock. Okay, so basically, the way that they nerfed code raiding a while ago now, actually after my last code raiding video, was they made it so that the code lock prevents you from putting codes in if you get 8 wrong for 15 minutes. So I've put in 6 incorrect codes now. I put in my 7th, and at the bottom of my screen, you can see there, it says any more incorrect attempts will lock you out. If I put the 8th in, now the code lock has gone red. Yeah, so see, the code lock's locked out for 15 minutes. Both of the lights are red, which means that I can't put any codes in for 15 minutes. So we have to make sure that that doesn't happen. And the way that we do that is by putting in only 7 codes, and then we wait an entire minute, and then we put in 7 more codes. So basically we can put in 7 codes every minute. The way that people usually get around this with the new method, and most code raiding videos you'll see use this method now, is that they use multiple doors in a base. But because we had to raid 2 of the 3 doors on this tugboat, we can only code raid 1 door. So we have to wait 1 minute for every 7 codes, which is a little bit slower. But on the plus side, we literally have the code lock that we're raiding enclosed in our own base. So there's not really a time crunch as much as there would be if you're waiting for someone to not get online. With the method optimized, I got to work putting in 7 codes every minute. The power of editing means you don't need to sit through literally thousands of codes I'll be putting in, so instead, let me take the time to tell you why code raiding is so important to me. 3.5 years ago, I made this video called The Impossible Code Raid. It was the first video on my channel to do more than 10,000 views, and now sits at more than 700,000. That video alone propelled my channel into looking like it does today, and YouTube went from being a hobby to a full-time job for me practically overnight. All from one code raiding video. So now, coming back to code raiding, I wanted to do something unique and something that's never been done before, hence the tugboat method. But why am I really telling you all this? Well, for the first time in my career, I'm releasing merch. Hoodies and tees available everywhere, as well as hats and posters for everyone outside of the US. Sorry, but tariffs. All based around code raiding. Not cutting any corners with quality, I've meticulously chosen the best garments to have screen printed and embroidered locally to me by Born & Thread in Melbourne, Australia. And all the packaging and handling is being done personally by myself. The designs are simple, yet tell the story of code raiding. The shirts and hoodies having an ordered list of codes that I'm actually using right now in this video, up until code 1824, the code that I correctly guessed in my code raiding video more than 3.5 years ago. The poster in A2 size exhibits all 10,000 codes in order. So if you're in the market for some quality clothes that would also massively support me and the channel, you can head to Yexom.com or scan the QR code on screen to pick up an order. Being my first time doing this, all the items except for the posters are up as a pre-sale, which will run for at least the next 2 weeks from this video's upload. Once the pre-sale is over, I can't guarantee that I'll ever bring these designs back, so get in while you can. It has literally been 7 hours. 7 hours of putting in codes. I've put in just over 1,000 codes in total, but I think I am done for the day. It's really annoying because every time you put in a code, there's some slither of hope that you're going to get it, but you just never do. Let's check out the base. Okay. I don't think they've expanded really at all. I'll get back on tomorrow and start putting in more codes. Hopefully we can get it pretty early tomorrow. Three days and 3,065 codes later, my patience was wearing thin with this raid. What was worse was the growing concern that the people who originally owned the tugboat were gonna leave the server, leaving me with no reason to continue and making everything up until now a complete waste of time. I had to get this code, and soon. We gotta check the base, man. It's been 3 days. I'm surprised it's not already decaying, to be honest. Yeah, this external's not decaying. It's not Oh, it is decaying. Stone is decaying? And the metal. Okay, it's all decaying. That really sucks. Literally have just wasted 3 days typing in codes non-stop. Look, to be honest, I'm really not surprised. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't happened earlier. Their base, like, didn't expand at all after that first day. So I figured it would start decaying at some point. I'm just annoyed that I didn't get the code before it started decaying. This idea might be chalked. Attempt 2 had failed. I was starting to lose hope in this idea entirely, but deep down, I knew the payoff that would come from persisting would be worth it. Back to square one, I now needed to go back to locating a tugboat to steal. I began running the coastline to find one, and it didn't take long before I stumbled across exactly what I was after. Damn, is that island walled in now? That island was nothing like that when I last came by here. These guys have grown significantly. And there's a tugboat there. I'm literally like only a few grids away from home as well. Last time I saw this base, it was literally just that brick one on the hill. Now they have the entire island walled in, stone high walls. Okay, it's not entirely walled in. They haven't finished it yet. But they're getting there. And they have a massive main base by the looks of it up there. They got a fish farm in there. They got a normal farm there. Another base here. But most importantly, a tugboat. Please be sheet metal doors on this tugboat. If it's sheet metal doors, there is no clearer option than to steal this tugboat and try and code raid this one. That's sheet metal, right? It is. That's definitely sheet metal. Yes. Oh, we're definitely taking this. I had a new target locked in, and not only was it the most ambitious attempt yet, it was the biggest base on the server. With the entire island soon to be walled in, this group would surely be large in numbers. Because of this, I had to assume at least one of them would be online, even if it was very late at night. So, accounting for this, I decided to build most of the tugboat base that I would store the boat in before I went and stole it. This way I could quickly seal it in and not risk losing it, or the group even finding out that I was the one who stole it in the first place. With that ready to go, now all I had to do was pull off the steal. Nothing? Nothing. Nothing at all. Great. Let's go. Hopefully this is the last tugboat that we need to steal. I'm going to take it this way so that it's away from my base so that I don't get sus. And then I'll cut the bags up and then we'll go home with it. Securing the tug, I wasted no time getting to work. Starting at the top of the list of codes again was a tough pill to swallow, but it was clear that if I could get the code to this base, the payoff would be so much greater than any other outcome. Holy shit. I'm getting raided. No. No, that's not good. If they see that I'm code raiding, like there's so many bodies on the ground next to the door, they're gonna see all the bodies. It's gotta be the guy's tug I stole, right? Sorry?
Give us the tuggy or we're gonna take this.
The tug is stuck
We need that
now.
tuggy in there.
It's stuck.
Why? That's our tuggy. That's our tuggy.
Okay, yeah, I get that, but you can't get it out of here now. If you want another tugboat, I know where one is. He's going in and out of that door right now. They know it's theirs. He's literally standing on the bodies.
Bro, why'd you take my tuggy?
I'm sorry, okay? I wanted to live inside a tugboat inside a base. I'm sorry.
Open the back door and we're blowing through it.
There's another tugboat, like, not far from here at all. There's nothing in here, by the way.
Alright, then step back.
You can have a look,
Step
but
back.
there's nothing in there.
Alright, go. Stand back or I'll shoot you.
My hands are up.
Up, hands up.
It's fine, Dave. You can have this tugboat.
There's another tugboat, like, straight out. AA-14. Like, directly that way if you want it. AA-14.
AA-14, you said? I hear you. I hear you. Alright, bye.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, I'm sorry. This was almost the end of attempt number 3, and actually, for all I know, it could still be. If they had noticed the amount of bodies next to the remaining door when they were checking out the tugboat, or even heard the zapping noise of the code lock when they first started raiding, they could pretty easily piece 2 and 2 together, prompting them to change their base codes. I had no way of knowing if they had realized or not. They gave off the impression that they hadn't, but there was no certainty. I decided to take the risk and continue, hopefully getting the codes soon. Wait, what? I was AFK. I'm getting Dude, they've raided my main base. My bag's already gone. I was literally AFK for like 5 seconds. It's them too. I mean, I don't need it, but if anything, it just motivates me more to actually code raid this tugboat now. Granted, I had stolen their tugboat first, but now this was personal. I needed to get the code on this tugboat, even if it took me all week. 5862! 5862! Oh my god. Now is the real moment of truth where we see if they figured out what I was doing. If this code is correct, then we have the code to their entire base. 5862. Yes! Oh my... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. 5 days, 5,841 codes later, and we had finally done it. Not only had we done it, we now had the code to the largest base on the server, and even better, it was the perfect time for it to happen. It was currently prime time in Australia for me, but in the US, it was very early morning, giving me a brief window of opportunity to take the entire base over. Okay, I'm gonna place this ladder here in case they are online or come online. And I'm inside the compound. They won't know I've got the code, as long as they don't see me opening doors. They'll think I just laddered in. Oh my god, we are inside. Now I gotta be really careful not to set off any turrets. I'm pretty sure they're not online right now, but I can't be for certain until I start trying to breach the main base. But no doubt they have a ton of turrets around. What are these little outhouse things? That one there might have a turret on it. Let's have a look at this. Okay, they're just lockers. Interesting. Hopefully none of them have turrets on them. They're just all respawn kits. We gotta be careful of turrets here. Are there any turrets? There's no turrets in the compound? What? Oh. Oh my god. Sulfur, metal, so much metal. And this is just outside the base. I got an idea. I'm gonna depot all of this in here. I'm gonna take over this starter base, farming base, starter base, whatever it is. I'm gonna take this over now so that if they get online, I've got this to work out of. I'm not sure if there's going to be any loot in here, but that would be an absolute bonus. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. There is certainly loot in here. This isn't even their main base. Okay, it's mostly empty. But still, like, these boxes alone are crazy. And this isn't even their main base. I'm going to change the codes on it. I'm going to take this base over, start changing codes. And TC2. This base is completely ours now. Dude, that's incredible. Now we need to work on the main base. I need nades to take out the turrets. There's a turret up there, which I hopefully won't have to take out. But then there's also ones in this bottom ring as well. Right there. If I can get rid of this one... If I can get rid of this one, I might be able to run to their front door. Okay, it's gone. There's that one there, but I reckon if I just... Okay, there's two of them. I reckon if I just get full health and then sprint to that other side, I can make it. Here goes nothing, I guess. No, okay, I can't make it. Okay, it's gone. I should be able to make that run across now. Okay, of course there's a shotgun trap. Okay, we're here. The front door. I'm gonna just start changing the code lock straight away because this is the base now. We're in. If they catch us here, there's nothing else we can do. Oh my. Dude, this is insane. Literally just unlocking every single door. This feels so weird. Okay, these are bedrooms. But they have bunkers? Okay, a little bit of loot. Bit of metal. Bit of metal? A lot of metal. We need to find the open core. Look at the T's. Okay. Mixing room or something. This is an open core, is it? There's someone else on. There's someone on.
Bro, there's no shots y'all here are inciting us right now.
I have to change... Oh my god. I have to change all the codes as quick as I can.
There's no shot.
I think he's stuck right now.
Y'all got to be the saddest motherfuckers.
Oh, that's roof? I must have missed the open core. Here. I have to be quick. I have to change all these codes. This has got to be open core. There's boxes. We've got loot. Oh, dude. Oh my god, the comps are everything, dude. Guns, boxes. Guns. Any AKs? I don't see any AKs. Okay, they just got no... Bro. Hello?
What's up?
Yo, chill on the language, bro. Unnecessary.
How'd you
Holy
get
sulfur.
bro?
I don't know what you mean, man. This is my base now.
I can tell. So, who guessed the code?
So, you know that guy that lives on the other island that's like at the bottom of it that stole your tugboat like a week ago?
You talking about Dave?
Dave is me. So I stole your tugboat a week ago, and I left one door on it, and I've been guessing the code on it for the last week to get this.
Dude, that might be the funniest fucking thing.
This is
I've ever
my
heard.
shit now, bro.
That's. Yeah, congratulations, brother.
So yeah, this is mine now. So
Well, Dave, no hard feelings, bro. GG. You played the game, bro. You won. Congrats.
having taken the base just in time, it was all mine. Every last drop of loot from their base had become mine. Through a week of guessing codes, stealing tugboats, and 3 separate attempts, I had finally pulled off the impossible. With my newfound wealth, I decided to have some fun.
La verga, puto!
Thank you for watching. Make sure to head to Yexom.com to check out my first ever merch drop, and if you liked this video, you'll definitely like this one too, where I built an automatic rocket factory.